Alright guys, back at home. It is still March 24th, and I just want to say sorry for the break in schedule programming. Obviously this is not in chronological order, but I had to make that video this morning just to address what happened yesterday because it had to be said right then and there. And quite frankly, I just think the whole situation was ridiculous and it just didn't need to happen in the first place. But anyways, it's only been a few hours since I did post that response video talking about what happened yesterday, and already I've received numerous PMs on my Facebook offering kind and supportive words to my friend and just the whole situation in general. So thank you guys so much, and it really makes me happy to know that there's, kind and compassionate people out there that are applying for the JET program, and I wish you guys the best of luck. With that, back to schedule programming. $73.25. Get at me. March 15th, and I'm feeling much better today. I woke up at like 11:30 today, so got my rest in, finally feel much better. And look, it's finally warming up. I'm wearing a freaking t-shirt, wow. So I'm at the gym, about to do my shoulder workout, so I'm actually pretty excited because this is the first time I've been able to not wear like shirt, long sleeve shirt over long sleeve shirt, and then hoodie, so much better. Finally it's gonna warm up. This looks like spring is coming. Alright guys, you know what time it is. It is commentary time, and oh boy, I think it's been like 3 videos in 3 days because of that side video I had to make this morning to address all the hippies out there. Vocabulary taken from Chris Jones from Physics of Greatness. So anyways, today I'm doing a shoulder and biceps workout. I'm actually going to talk about what I'm doing here, just because some people might be curious as to what are you doing? What are you thinking when you're working out? So first exercise I did was the dumbbell shoulder press, and I do that one over the barbell or anything because that way each arm is working independently so you don't get some crazy muscle imbalances. Although I already have some crazy muscle imbalances due to my time on the Hebron High School tennis team. So anyway, so the next exercise here, as you can see, is the machine shoulder press. I always use a hammer strength shoulder press if I had one, but I don't, but it's the same idea. And the point of this is so that you don't have to use your stabilizing muscles. You don't have to use your triceps or anything. You can just push the weight straight up with your shoulders, and that way it completely burns out your shoulders. So moving on, the third exercise is the rear delt cable fly. The rear delt is that little piece of meat on the back of your shoulder. You can kind of see it on my right arm right there when I go forward. And it's a very small muscle, but it's important because if you don't train this muscle, from the front you might look pretty impressive, but as soon as you turn to the side, or if someone sees you from behind, they're gonna be like, why is your shoulder so flat like paper? That was terrible. Alright, so anyways, yeah, if you want a fully developed shoulder and look all 3D and stuff, you need to train this as well. It's small, but it is important. Also, you don't need to use a lot of weight when doing these exercises. Here's a different angle. You don't need to use a lot of weight because it's such a small muscle, and it's very hard to connect your mind to this muscle. So the biggest thing is to focus on the mind-muscle connection when you're trying to train the rear delt, I think. So anyways, as you can see, each set I am changing the positioning of my arms. I'm alternating each set. So one set I'll do left arm behind, one set I'll do the left arm in front. That way, just to prevent or reduce any muscle imbalances once again. And so I really like the cables though, because it keeps the tension constant throughout. It's always there, there's no point where you're just oh, zero tension. Alright, so the next exercise, second exercise for the rear delt. I do 2 exercises for each part of the deltoid. This is the rear delt cable row, and it's like the dumbbell rear delt row or fly or whatever, but it's with a cable, one arm at a time. Really focus on the contraction. You can see I'm controlling. I don't just go up, swing it up, and then drop it. I'm controlling it all the way up. I do a little squeeze at the top. I don't know if you can see it, and then I try to control it on the way down, so that way you get the full kind of exercise that it's supposed to be. If you just drop it down, you're losing a third or a half of the exercise, I feel like. So you gotta control it, especially when you're using cables. Why would you not control it? Come on. Some of the kids though, man, they be dropping this thing and I'm so afraid they're gonna break it. Oh man. Alright, so coming up next is the side, or the medial deltoid or whatever. It's like the middle section of your shoulder. And so I'm just doing some single arm leaning lateral raises because That way you never really like touch your hip with the dumbbell, so it kind of mimics the keeping constant tension throughout. And you can raise it higher, which is puts even more tension on your shoulder. So yeah. Sometimes I switch it up though. I don't always do this. This is just one of my shoulder routines. Like I have multiple exercises that I do for each section of the shoulder, but on this particular day, I just chose to do these ones. The important thing is that you exercise all 3 parts of your shoulders: the front, the rear, and the medial. So that way you can get that perfect Greek god shoulder. Not that I have that, but you know, just saying. That's what I want to get. So anyways, the second exercise for the medial head of the shoulder is the side lateral cable raises, because you know, constant tension throughout, really focus on the contraction. And as you can see, the same thing, I'm controlling it up, do a little pause at the top. You can't really tell in the video, but yeah, I can feel it watching myself. I'm just kidding. But anyways, and then the important thing is to control it on the way down as well. And as you can see, I put the cable behind me because I feel like that is a better angle for lifting your arms straight up. When it's in front of you, it's like my hand is a little in front of me, so it's not really straight up. Alright, so that's it for the shoulder exercises. I forgot I'm doing traps today too. So this is for the traps, doing some heavy dumbbell shrugs. Notice the thing said heavy dumbbell shrugs, because if you're doing this with really light weight, you're not really going to get that much out of it. Unless you're like a beginner, of course. But yeah. Point is to go as heavy as you can. I go for like 20 reps, and you need to control it. Don't just be swinging your traps up and down, because you might hurt yourself like that. You see, I go up, squeeze, slow down, and then back up, squeeze, repeat, you know. Alright, so now moving on to the bicep exercises. So first, on this particular day, I just did 2 exercises, 5 sets each. Sometimes I do 3 exercises, 4 sets each. But this day I just did 2 because I was pretty tired. I'm pretty tired recently from this dieting thing. So anyways, starting off with some supination curls. Supination, just in case you don't know, is where you twist the wrist like that, you see, as you go up. And this is very good for the bicep peak. So when you're flexing, you see that little bump, you know? That is the bicep peak. And same thing, gotta control everything, you see? I'm going up, slowly squeeze when I get to the top, and I control it on the way down. I don't just drop it down. Towards the end, when I get a little tired, you can see that the drop comes a little faster because my arms are just getting burned out. But I still do my best to try to control it, because on a bicep curl, really half the exercise is on the way down. And so this is the final exercise of the day. It is the barbell reverse curls. So as I mentioned, the dumbbell curls are for bicep peaks. Well, you need to do an exercise for just the long head of the bicep, which is pretty much when you're not flexing. If people just look at you, it looks like you have a big bicep. This is the exercise that will get you that. Also, hammer curls will get you that. So you need to be doing, or if you want that, you should be doing either hammer curls or some type of reverse curls in your bicep workout if you want to overall fully develop the bicep. So, and as you can see, this also works your forearms. Look at my forearms there. You can see it in the light. So there it is. Alright guys, so I finally finished my workout, and it is about 5:10 or something like that. I can't look at my watch because I'm holding my phone like this. But anyways, I'm gonna go home, and today I'm gonna make a special item for dinner. So stay tuned. Alright guys and gals, 8 o'clock at night, and I've finished cooking my special dinner. Check this shit out. Whoa! Look at that. It is a salmon foil yaki. So it's baked in the little microwave oven right there. We got the 2 different types of shrooms, the onions, the salmon, and this homemade ponzu sauce. It's pretty good. I might make a video on how to make it. Like, I learned it from another YouTube video, but that YouTube video took forever to explain. I can explain this in like 2 minutes, so maybe I'll show you guys how to make this if anyone's curious. It's pretty freaking good and very easy, so